Welcome to the South African Loyalty Awards webinar. This webinar is to help any brands or companies supporting the loyalty industry in South Africa to enter a winning entry. Now, obviously, I can't guarantee that by listening to this webinar, you're going to get a winning entry, but all we can do is help guide and hopefully ease the pain of filling in the entry forms for the South African Loyalty Awards. So the awards team, I myself, Amanda Kromhout, I am the CEO and founder of Truth, who is the company behind the South African Loyalty Awards. But I personally am not a judge of the program. I am the chairperson of the judging team, simply to guide the process. But I do not judge the awards myself, other than the behind the scenes judging I do to familiarize myself with the entries. And my main team player in the South African Loyalty Awards from the Truth team is Lauren. She facilitates the whole process. So the two of us are behind the scenes making this happen for the industry in South Africa. So for 2021, our dates are as follows. The entries opened in February this year, and the entries close on the 30th of June 2021. Entry fees will please be due by the 16th of July. And the remote judging will commence in August. So what happens between the end of June and August is a month of us triple checking all the data is correct, triple checking all the facts are, all the right pieces of paper are submitted, and that permissions have been granted if it's on behalf of another company and so forth, and checking that the entry is in the right category. Judging finalization will take place in September after the remote judging, and that's where we come together, probably digitally still like we did last year. And we will then see the winner's announcement in October 2021. So our judges for the 2021 South African Loyalty Awards, reading from left to right on the first row, we have Nick Bednall, who's been with us from the start. We have Zandile Manana, who joined us last year. Candice Goodman, great to have you again, Candice. Andrew Hall, also great to have you. He's been with us from the start. So has on the second row now, we have Wendy Nola and Bronwyn Rowland and Angelo Clayton. We have a new judge joining us for 2021, Keith Lindsay. We have Matt Oldham on the bottom row. He was with us last year from the UK. And we have a new judge for last two ladies for 2021, our new judges, Ursula Cooney and Tandeka Jamba. So I'm extremely excited. We've got more talent on the judging panel, and each year it grows stronger. So thank you very much for your time and contribution to this process. Just to put your minds at ease, all of the judges have signed a code of conduct, and most importantly, I want you to take confidence in the fact that this covers confidentiality. They are absolutely committed to that level of confidentiality, because the more information you could submit with your entry, the better it can be judged. So we really don't want you having to hold back, worried that a judge has seen confidential information. They are all extremely honorable business people and have signed the confidentiality. They've also signed up to the conflict of interest. So when we get the entries, we share the entries, not the actual entry details, but which brands have entered each category. And any judge who has a conflict of interest whatsoever, whether it's with their own company or with a competitor to a client of their company, any conflict of interest, they decline to judge that category. So we don't always have all judges on all categories, and that's why we need more judges. So thank you for signing this, and for everyone, please take note that they absolutely have signed the confidentiality and conflict. So there's no problem with any conflict when you submit your entries. So very briefly, let me take you through the winners of the 2020 awards before we go into how to create a winning entry. So we'll start straight away with the first category, which was Best Program of the Year Retail, which was won by Clicks for the second year running, highly commended Pick n Pay and Checkers with the Extra Savings Program. Best Program of the Year for Financial Services was won again for the second year running by eBucks and highly commended Old Mutual. Best Program of the Year Restaurants and QSR This was also won for the second year running by Kauai and highly commended King Pie. Best Program of the Year B2B, we actually didn't have an outright winner here, but we have highly commended SA Taxi Rewards. Best Program of the Year Open category, this was won for the second year running by My School, My Village, My Planet. Best Loyalty Community or Environmental Initiative / campaign, this was won also by My School, My Village, My Planet. Most innovative use of technology for loyalty for the second year running was won by eBucks, and highly commended was Snap and Save. Best short-term marketing campaign of the year was won by Clicks, highly commended Vodacom. Best loyalty technology vendor of the year was won by Comark and highly commended Retail Engage. Finally, best use of multi-channel loyalty communication or engagement, including social media, was won by Clicks. That was the third winning entry from Clicks. Thank you very much. So for 2021, the awards categories are as follows. There are more categories this year. I will take you through them very briefly. First of all, Best Program of the Year for Retail, Best Program of the Year for Financial Services, Best Program of the Year for Restaurants and QSR, Best Program of the Year for Travel and Leisure, Best Program of the Year B2B, Best Program of the Year Small Business, Best Program of the Year for Hair and Beauty Salon, Best Program of the Year for Online and E-commerce, and Best Program of the Year for a newcomer, which means they need to have been in the market less than 12 months from the closing date. And Best Program of the Year finally in the open category. So they're all 10 of those offer the best overall program for their particular category. We then have Best Loyalty Agency, which could be a CRM marketing agency or a rewards fulfillment agency of the year. Best Loyalty Technology Vendor, Best Loyalty Data Vendor / Agency of the year, Best Short-Term Marketing Campaign, Best Strategic Use of Data Analytics for CRM application, Most Innovative Use of Technology for Loyalty, Best Use of Multi-Channel Loyalty Communication or Engagement, including social media, and Best Loyalty Community or Environmental Initiative campaign. So some of those you'll see are a repeat from last year, obviously, and we have some new categories available for new entries for 2021. How to enter the South African Loyalty Awards. We've put here 5 key points, and I'll unpack them one by one. Read the rules. I'm sorry if that sounds super obvious, but it is really, really important. You can then select your category or multiple categories. We do find that some of the entries are applicable to multiple categories, but please be careful. Per category, there are different criteria. So a blanket submission probably can't be submitted into multiple categories, but you can tweak the details per category. You then obviously create your submission exactly like that, tweaking the details as required. Submit your entry, and then there are fees to pay per category. So what we'll require is contact information for whoever's entering the award, 1-page executive summary, then the actual submission at a maximum of 3 pages, and then supporting evidence. For example, you may have a video you want to put into the supporting evidence, or a visual and so forth, but a maximum of 5 items. I don't want to sound pedantic here, but what I really want to encourage is please stick to 1-page exec summary, 3-page maximum, and maximum 5 supporting evidence. The reason being is the judges have to judge like for like entries, and it's only fair that the same volume of work is submitted per entry. And secondly, the judges have a lot to get through. So if a particular entry has a 10-page submission, they're not going to read it properly. I've got the experience of being a judge on an international loyalty awards program, and I know for a fact if it's outside of the criteria, I'm immediately agitated. So please keep to these rules for a reason, for your sake, and obviously for the judges. The entry fee will be sent to you either as an invoice or possibly on a Quicket link. So we will send that to you once the entry has been accepted and ratified. And please make sure entries are emailed to this email address here, info@southafricanloyaltyawards.com. Should your entries be too big to send by email, which is often the case, please use Dropbox or WeTransfer and just make sure we know that we've got to download them. If you're an agency or a vendor, for example, submitting on behalf of your clients, that's also super encouraged, but please make sure that you get a signature from your client signing agreement that they're happy for their brand to be entered into the awards. So how to create a winning entry, as I think I said earlier, I can't guarantee that an entry will be winning if you listen to this video, but hopefully it's encouraging a better caliber of entries. So as I said earlier, please keep within the rules. It's really, really important. It might not feel important for yourselves when you're doing an entry submission, but it's really important for the recipients, which are the judges. And as I said, make the lives of the judges' lives easier by correctly naming your files, which is well explained on all the entry forms, so that they can save an entry by category, by brand, by the number of different supporting evidences, and by the main document. And if you do use jargon, please make sure it's understandable. So if you have internal acronyms, please make sure that they're well explained. Our loyalty judges are well versed in loyalty communications and understanding the industry, of course, that's why they're judges, but often there are acronyms that may be bespoke to your business or even your industry, and we need to make sure that jargon is eliminated. So the majority of categories actually cover the best program of a category, for example, retail or financial services. So I've identified here 4 main elements that we are looking for that's outlined on the entry form. The first one is the commercial benefits for the brand, and I'm going to unpack that in a moment. Secondly, enhanced value for customers. Thirdly, broader customer strategy approach. And then finally, the frictionless customer experience. So commercial benefits for the brands, I'm really encouraging you here to give as much information as you possibly can. For example, return on investment, incremental performance, incremental sales uplift, activity levels, redemption rate, percentage of sales through loyalty, basket size, frequency, all elements that could help us assess the performance of your program over the long term. Remember, this category is not about a short-term campaign. This is about a long-term strategic loyalty program. We are looking to understand the enhanced value for your customer. Please don't assume the judges know that, even if you're in the marketplace for a long time. Some of our judges are international and may not be exposed to it. So what is on the submission entry is what your brand and the loyalty program will be judged against, not the general knowledge. So outline your program's offering in loyalty terms versus your competitors. Outline any feedback you may have on customer reaction, customer references pre and post the program being in their lives or in the marketplace. And as I say, tell us what your program offers. Please don't make the assumption that the judges know. The broader customer strategy approach is really encouraging you to outline, well, what else do we do with the data we acquire from our loyalty program? What else do we do to drive customer centricity within the brand? How do we use that data? What are the results from using the data and how it drives a broader strategy? Finally, the frictionless customer experience. What we really want to understand is your program easy to use, from whether it's an earn and a burn redemption process or a member portal to update my details or take a look at statements. So please outline that customer experience for us. We do have other categories, so please take what I've said for the best program categories and adapt those for the other categories. I'm not going on this webinar to go through every single category. We hope the entry forms are well explained, but some of the other categories do ask for other inputs other than the 4 that I've just outlined. So the other criteria across the board, we're looking for innovations, industry innovation, of course, and showcase how it's improved your business or your client's business, multi-channel offering, and so forth. So please feel free to let your creative juices go wild in terms of these submissions, but keep within the evaluation criteria that which are very clearly defined per category. Thank you very much, and good luck with your entries. Thank you.